Picture this, a quiet, upper-class neighborhood in Nantes where everything looks like it's straight out of a magazine. You know, the vibe hedges trimmed to perfection, windows gleaming like they're auditioning for a role in a home improvement show, and that fresh air smell that just screams, "We pay our taxes on time." Right in the heart of this picture-perfect setting lived the Dupont de Ligons family. They seemed like the quintessential family of 7 respectable, church-going folks who had it all together. Xavier, the father, was the epitome of that classic French aristocratic vibe. He carried himself with this air of composure, almost like he was molded from old money and fine manners. Seriously, you'd look at him and think, now there's a man in control, but oh boy, were they wrong. Then, in early April 2011, things took a bizarre turn. Friends, schools, and workplaces started receiving these odd letters from the family. You know, the type to polite, overly formal, and totally scripted. They claimed the whole family was moving to America because Xavier had been recruited for some undercover tax investigation with the the U.S. Drug Enforcement Agency. Can you believe it? A French suburban dad involved in something so dramatic? The story barely passed the sniff test, but these letters were oddly detailed, laying out instructions about bills, pets, and property. They even told neighbors not to worry if they didn't see anyone for a while. It felt way too neat to rehearse like someone was trying to paint a picture of normalcy over a chaotic reality. You could practically feel the panic lurking beneath the surface. Then came the silence. Mail piled up. Windows stayed shut. The family dogs stopped barking. Neighbors noticed shutters closed day after day, even when the weather changed. And then someone smelled something, that faint, rotten smell that nobody wants to be the one to confirm. After days of growing concern, police finally entered the home. What they found under the patio would freeze the entire country. 5 bodies, Agnes, the mother, the 4 children, Arthur, Thomas, Anne, and Benute, each of them wrapped carefully in blankets as if someone couldn't bear for the cold soil to touch them. Beside them, small religious artifacts, crosses, candles, almost like a ritual. The bodies were decomposed, but intact enough to confirm they hadn't fought. They hadn't run. They'd been taken quietly, one by one. And the most chilling part, Xavier's body was not there. The house was oddly calm, almost too calm. Beds were made, dishes washed, and there were absolutely no signs of struggle. This wasn't some chaotic frenzy. It felt like someone had moved with this slow, deliberate patience. You know, like they had all the time in the world. A neighbor even mentioned seeing Xavier loading heavy bags into his car, but at that moment, nobody thought anything of it. Why would they? He was the dad, the family man who always seemed way too calm for chaos. It was almost unsettling. As the police started piecing together the timeline, a chilling truth emerged. The family had been killed over several days. Not in a quick moment of panic, but slowly and methodically. Can you imagine that? Some kids were still alive, going to school, laughing and chatting, while their siblings were already gone, buried just beneath the patio. That detail alone is enough to haunt your dreams. Picture sitting across from your father at dinner, completely unaware that just a few meters away, your sibling lies in eternal silence, buried by the same hands that poured your drink. It's just heartbreaking. While investigators scrambled to connect the dots, Xavier vanished like dust in a draft. CCTV footage showed him leaving hotels across southern France, always in the same outfit and carrying a rifle bag. No disguise, no rush. He didn't even act like he was on the run. It was as if he believed nobody was looking for him yet. His last confirmed sighting was at a monastery in the mountains. He entered, slept, ate, and then just walked out. And from that moment on, he evaporated into thin air, leaving behind a chilling mystery that still lingers. Police launched the kind of manhunt usually reserved for terrorists. Roadblocks, helicopter sweeps, forests combed inch by inch. They searched caves, abandoned buildings, even old family vacation spots. Nothing, no fingerprints. No credit card use, no phone activity, just silence. Like he sank into the earth. Then came the theories. Some believed he fled to another country using old aristocratic connections. Others said he disguised himself among religious communities. A few suggested he killed himself in the mountains, but no body has ever been found, and that theory feels too neat for a man who controlled every detail of his disappearance. And of course, there's the darkest theory, that he's alive, walking in some place where nobody asks questions, living under a new identity with the same calm face he always had. What really hits home about this case isn't just the crime itself. It's the chilling way Xavier meticulously prepared for it. Picture this. Months before the unimaginable happened, he was quietly stocking up on cement, tools, and shovels, all while putting on that charming family man facade. He spent time at shooting ranges, getting comfortable with firearms, and researching silencers like he was planning a heist in a movie. And let's not forget how he withdrew money in small, unnoticeable amounts, almost like he was playing a game of hide-and-seek with his finances. He even went as far as deleting years of emails and paperwork that could have shed light on his financial mess. Because, believe it or not, behind that polished exterior was a life crumbling to pieces. Business failures, massive debt, and a man drowning in his own chaos while still managing to flash that perfect smile. When you take a step back and look at the timeline, it's clear this wasn't some explosive outburst. It was a slow, calculated descent into darkness, hidden from everyone who thought they knew him. Then there's that eerie calm he exuded. Imagine him sitting alone in restaurants, savoring nice meals during his escape, looking completely unfazed. And the CCTV footage, there he was, staring directly at the camera, not a hint of panic in his eyes. It's almost like he knew this moment would be scrutinized later, and he didn't give a single care. Or maybe he wanted it recorded, like a twisted signature of his dark masterpiece. To this day, the DuPont de Ligons case remains open, and it's like a haunting riddle that just won't quit. Every few years, someone claims they've spotted him, maybe in a quiet church, a bustling hostel, or even an airport. Police jump on these leads, but each time, it turns out to be a dead end. He's like a ghost with a face, a man whose name is whispered like some urban legend. Can you imagine? A father who erased his entire family and walked away without so much as a crack in his calm demeanor. What makes this whole situation even creepier isn't just that he vanished. It's how effortlessly he slipped through the cracks of the world, like someone who knew he'd never be caught. It's chilling to think he might be living a quiet life somewhere, blending in like he's just another face in the crowd, completely free of the weight of his past. Or maybe he's long gone, but until a body or a confession pops up, we're left with this unsettling question. How can a man destroy everything he ever built and then simply stroll out the door as if nothing happened? It's a mystery that lingers, chilling us to the bone.